Wednesday. Let's talk about the Confederate flag for a bit. Actually, let me back up for a bit. So, there have been some kids around school who wanted to show support for the LGBTQ community. So, what they did is they got rainbow flags and they wore them as capes. So, now to the Confederate flag bit. Someone decided that it would be a good idea to do the same thing, only with the Confederate flag. So there were a bunch of jackasses walking around school with Confederate flags on their back. So, we are in Indiana. No one who was born here has any connection to the South. We are above the Mason-Dixon line. So, unless you were born in Texas and just moved here like a couple of years ago, you don't really have a connection. That isn't your heritage. So that argument just goes straight out the window. So, why did they decide to do this? Well, from the mouth of someone who was wearing that flag, these are not my words, if the faggots are wearing theirs, we're going to wear ours. Which sort of fits with the flag, to be perfectly honest. Marginalize other people. The only difference is, this time they're not picking cotton. That's terrible. I shouldn't have said that. Whatever. Okay, so let's go with the argument that, sure, they were all from Texas, even though they aren't. And this is somehow their heritage. Their heritage, at least the symbol they use to show it, and honestly, their heritage is a country that lasted like 4 years. Less. More. God damn it. I passed the test on the Civil War, by the way. So, a country that barely lasted the blink of an eye. Like, even just continentally. But regardless, they really, really liked those couple of years, even though they weren't around for them. You do realize that even if, just disregarding everything else I've just said, if, like, let's give a random example because I'm jumping around a bit. Okay, so, the Nazis, let's say the Nazis wanted healthcare, which I believe they did for, like, their citizens, and not the people they burnt. But people who are advocates of healthcare would not use the swastika. You might like part of the culture of the Confederacy. You might consider it your heritage. But the stars and bars are not the symbol you want to use. Because, like the swastika, the stars and bars are only a symbol of oppression and hatred at this point. They have become so cemented in the national memory as something that was just used for slavery, that no matter what you saw in the Confederacy, you are going to be representing slavery if you use a Confederate flag in any form. Everyone's just going to use that as an identifier to say, that man is a fucking jackass. That's all you're doing to yourself. I mean, even, like, if the people who were wearing the flags at school were doing so for completely good reasons, which they weren't, going back to what I just said, what they said about them wearing theirs. Thursday. This is gonna be a bit short, and I'm sorry about that, but I do have an essay to write. So, what happened today? Worked on the self-portraits that I talked about a bit, maybe last episode, or video, whatever I'm gonna call these. Got some German homework, worked a bit. Yeah, I did nothing today, pretty much. Hooray for boring days. Okay, so it is Friday, and I'm getting the message that this might be a short video, but I got stuff to do. So, Yeah, I do actually. So, quick update. So, either tomorrow or the day after, I will be shooting the Last Words Initiative thing. I know I've said that since the second video I've ever made, but I am not lying this time. That's really all I can say. So, yeah. I've got stuff to write, so I'll talk for a little bit more. I'm also, yeah, I got nothing. My life isn't interesting. I don't document it at all. Wait, what? I'm not even 100% sure what I'm saying anymore. So I'm just gonna turn this off before I embarrass myself more. We are going to the library today, so we can go to the library tomorrow. You see, the library is where the studio I use is at. So, I have to sign up for it using my library card, but they've switched a bunch of things around since I last used it. So, now we have to go to the library, change a bunch of stuff about my library card, and then go back home to sign up online to use the studio tomorrow. Because things can never be easy. Okay, so it turns out they may have a spot open today, so fingers crossed, but 50-50 chance, I guess, of either it being today or tomorrow. Okay, so we got the studio today. So I am going to shoot those videos real quick, and who knows, maybe I'll do a behind the scenes video if it's interesting enough, but it probably won't be, so don't get your hopes up. Why am I doing this? Okay, so I do believe that we've gotten all the footage. I've gotten all the footage. Who's we? I've gotten all the footage that I need, so just one quick trip to editing land and hopefully it's done. Hopefully. Okay, so I don't think I got good takes. It was 3 hours, and to be fair, I did spend most of that trying to edit together all that stuff, but it wasn't good, so I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow. I really needed to review the scripts more. So I guess I get to do this whole thing again tomorrow. Hooray. I'm not too upset about it, but I do need to sign up for that, so. Okay, so I'm gonna do this real quick because I just forgot. I just remembered that I need to put an ending on this. So instead of, telling you how to like, comment, subscribe in intricate ways, I'm just gonna say, hey look, there are these buttons on the screen now. Figured out how to do that. That circle one will take you and get you subscribed to my channel. The other one will do a thing. I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't done the editing. Goodbye. See you in 4 days.